Okay, guys, today we are starting out early, than normal. We got two watchers, that's great. And I'm building the tank compartment. Now, the nice thing about having built several of these Thunderbolts is I know where the problems lie. So, I'm building the tank compartment in here. We've moved it back. I've decided to relocate these mounting studs too because they're in the way. So I just broke them out. We're going to have to rework the cowl. That's part of the problem with prototypes, you know. But I've got the tank cocked at an angle so that we get a nice shut off. And I'm tacking in some 16th balsa wood to hold that in place. So I've got it spaced out 1/8 of an inch away from the other wall. And we'll move it back. Today, if you're looking for an exciting video, if you're new to the channel or whatever, this channel ain't for you. This is probably the most boring channel on the internet. A lot of sanding, a lot of weight. I mean, it's just the way it is. But if you want to learn how to build nice airplanes, if you follow my methods, which sometimes seem unorthodox, they work. Striving for greatness on this build. So now we have that. We need, this is the outboard side, so we need some bracing in there. We're going to put 2 in there, and then I'll cap them. Part of the things that I know about Thunderbolts is, that's the reason for this big wing cutout, is I never could get a tank to fit in there. You know, any stock tank, because that's the way the plans were designed. I don't know what Billy was thinking when he designed the thing. So I always had a problem with fuel tanks. Ended up running Aquavelva, going to the Walgreens and buying Aquavelva shave bottles and pouring Aquavelva out and making clunk tanks out of it. And while it was lighter than a normal clunk tanks are of those type are heavy. So since I've started using the Casmanado carbon tank, and we're going to start making our own tanks here shortly. I wanted to be able to use a tank that I could buy, and I didn't have to make a heavy tank. So what I'm doing here is, let's switch to the other camera. Let's see here. I don't know how much talking I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a lot of building, but I don't know how much talking I'm going to do. Let's see what happens. I'm putting in braces run because centrifugal force is forcing that tank out. And this is only 16th inch, so you want to what happened there? Got some residual glue there. You want to make sure that it's going to support the weight of that tank. Now, I got some foam that will go on the bottom of this. I won't do that until after I get everything glued in and Z-epoxy. We'll probably do that today too. Z-epoxy all this business. Part of the problem with the Thunderbolts too is that this area gets really hot. So you want to figure out a way to separate the tank from the header and pipe. And I got some aluminum tape that will go on top of this pipe insulation tape that goes on top of the tank. To try to mitigate any vapor lock, if there's such a thing in model airplanes. So we'll put another one right there. Like I say, I don't know how much talking I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a lot of building though. I got 2 weeks, or 1 week and a couple of days to get this in one piece, so to speak, if I want to show it to Billy. And I do. To get his thoughts on the big wing. I just wish it was lighter. And I don't know how to make it any lighter than what I got. Hey, David. Yeah, if the fuel gets hot and boils over, the engine runs kind of strange. So you got to try to insulate the tank. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the tricky part. We'll get us some sheeting going here. I want to We'll figure it out. Wish I had a long square. I'm gonna have to change this blade out. This thing is dull again. God darn. Two types of blades, the green label and the blue label. I have found that the green labels are crap. Let me show you the difference. If you're going to buy surgical blades, you got the blue box here, and they're made by Xinda or whatever, Xinda, and then you got the green label ones, and they're made by Gamma. The Gammas are junk. Shit. The Gammas are junk. So I've told you about junk silk span, junk knife blades. Come on, open up. These are so sterile, I don't want you to get into them. There we go. Come on. Jeez. Okay, got it. Now, I need to... I guess you can just cut this. We'll just cut her. Why are we having such a problem with this stupid knife? There we go. Seems like everything's fighting me lately. Okay. Okie dokie, Smoky. Seems a little high. I mean, we're getting pretty pretty critical here. But I got nothing better to do. Okay, let's glue it together. Come on. Come on. Of course, now they're gone. There we go. Anybody find a tip that doesn't clog, let me know. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. No matter how big the hole is either. Well, I got one shot to get that on there right. Hopefully we can do it. Otherwise, I got to break it out and start again. Okay. Yeah, what do you think? Is that going to be okay? cut 1/8 of an inch off. Sixteenth of an inch now. Maybe just cut this corner off. You'll notice I sneak up on stuff. I'm not whacking shit. It's a 32nd of an inch. Man, just so close. There we go. Now it's got a little jog right there. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we're going to need to. That should be okay. Should be okay. Glue it right there. Push it down. Danny, if you're watching, you better get out in the garage and start sanding. I have 3 airplanes done by the time you get one done. Okay, I need to turn this up for just a second so I can glue this edge. Gotta be so careful around here. There's no room. Okay, that should do it. And now we'll just sand the edge off. Should be fine. What do you think? Is that cool or what? That ain't going nowhere. Pretty light and well engineered. So the tank will just drop right in there. Cool. Now I get the other side boxed in. Sits up at 8. I think we're going to do this one in one piece instead of two. A little bit of skin on there. I'm bummed out about this. I don't know why I was thinking to put it so close. I should have put them way back here, the other screws. But I thought that the wing would interfere, so now I got to do it again. I've got to put in a second runner inside here so that we can get our 64th plywood on here. There's so much work to do. You just can't believe it. Okay, let's see. We got 1.25 inches. We got the eyeball going here. That should be good. Things that make you go, I think it might need another. Let's see, we're going to have to sand this edge from about right here. Things that make you go, Okay, that's good. That's just good. Make a mark. Make a mark. You guys learn anything out of this series, or just am I wasting my time? I think the biggest learning experience was yesterday in the covering. That covering got me. Am I coming through? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I looked at my metrics, and most of you guys, most of the people on my channel are over 65 years old. That really shows you how this is dying. Not that we're dying, of course we are, but nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. I find this very relaxing. Let me see if this. It's got to be working. He mentioned vapor lock, so I had a little bit of a problem with the microphone when I started this program. That's why it took so long to get rolling. I think we need another upright back there. That ain't it. That's it. You know, I watch the glass blowers. I watch the casters and the cabinet makers, the barrel makers, model makers. Shit. Unless I got young girls running around, the eighth off there, we ain't gonna draw nothing. The culture we live in. Instant gratification. Me. I'll show you this when I get this top on it here. We'll show it to you what it looks like finished, because I got some other stuff we're going to work on. Okay, get this. Not only that, this makes the nose more solid too. All this 16th inch bracing. So this goes on this way. I think we'll sand this real quick. Okay, it looks like something now. Like, subscribe, share the videos. Super chat if the video helps. Because, trust me, my channel doesn't make squat. Let's put it this way. What I make on my channel, I couldn't buy lunch every week. So it ain't like I'm getting rich. Get out there. Of course, if I was PewDiePie or something stupid like that, we'd be making millions of dollars. Okay. Or the raccoon whisperer. Danny turned me on to a channel of a guy feeding raccoons. He gets millions of views. Feeding raccoons. Hot dogs. Oh, that's okay. I guess I need to turn it up and get it glued down. So back to that. There we go. "12 watchers. 12 watchers and no talkers. What the heck's with you guys?" Damn, I broke it. Can't win. Can't win. Come on. I want it to look nice in there when Jim Lynch looks in my couch and says, "Hey, why didn't you fix that?" Gotta be nice. This doesn't want to cut off there. What the heck is going on? Hard spot. There we go. Finer sandpaper. Not that fine. There we go. I'll try this. You see, I spend as much time on the inside as I do on the outside. Nobody will ever see this except me. But it's a matter of personal pride. I mean, it's your airplane, as far as I'm concerned. is an extension of yourself. You know, how do you want it to look? You guys should have seen my motorcycle. No rat bikes for me. Okay, we got it. Now I'm not going to put this in now, but I'll show you what goes in there. Hey, Jim. Now, go to the store, buy yourself some Forest King pipe insulation tape. It's about $10 for a lifetime supply, because you'll never use all that. End up giving it away. I mean, there's a lot of it. And that's what your tank is going to sit on there. So we'll cut a piece here. And I also have some aluminum tape for ducts. So when this gets all done and the tank's kind of tagged in there, wedged, glued, whatever you want to do in there, this goes on top of the aluminum tape to insulate the tank from the heat of the header. The other way around. The aluminum tape goes on top of this. Stick that to the tank. So okay, that's basically this part of this. Now the drill is, I'm going to come up through the floor with a tube and out the front, and that tube will go over to the vent line, or the uniflow line, which is the back one there. So the uniflow will be inside the cowl. And this one here will just dangle out the bottom like I normally do. Unless I can find one of them things I had on my 07 Thunderbolt. Let's see what this looks like. Now, this, there we go. A little different view of that. So, let's see. Good morning, Jim. Yeah, I know. This is a dying, like I say, I'm a metrics on my channel. The average is 65. I have like 2% of 35 to 55, 2%. And then 55 to 65, it's like 30%. And 65 to 80 is 40-some%. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I figured what I'd do for the back hold downs on this, now that I've taken those blocks out of there. I'm going to have to, I got shit dropping out everywhere. I'm going to have to remove these pads and tie downs and fill those holes. And we'll just put 2 little dowels back there and pin it right there. So when you put the thing together, slide it on, have it pinned right there, and then held down with 2 screws in the front. So that'll take the weight off of these carbon tubes and those screw blocks. I don't know what happened to that screw block. I broke it out today because of what was happening here. What the heck happened to it? Only got about 15 more minutes work to get this airplane ready to fly. I think what I'm going to do here on my bell crank mount is I'm going to use 16ths instead of 8. So that's half of the weight there. You know, I'm just trying to cut everything out that I possibly can. So we got that. We have nothing like it in the Aussie land. Well, I appreciate it, John. So few people build these airplanes anymore. Most people don't even know, don't have a clue. I look at them holding the knife. They don't have, can't hold a knife right. They weren't taught. So my errand is to teach how to build these airplanes. So what I did is I put this one in, this brace in here. We're gonna put our, I'm gonna cut the plywood to go in here. The way this bell crank is done, you have to pull the bell crank through the fuselage. It would have to come out the side here before it would ever pull out the wing. So let's see. I got some basswood here. We could use that. That's a pretty big piece. I don't want to go too much. I'll cut that in half. Oh, that's light ply. And we'll just use 16th inch ply. I think we overbuild these airplanes. So we're going to use this. This is except this is only 3-ply hardwood. I guess I could double it. I don't know. Let's do something. Do something even if it's wrong. I don't expect everybody to stay around today, but I don't know what we might do. Hour at a time, I think. Hour at a time, then I can take a break, come back. It's going to be an all-day thing. I'm going to get some work done today, that's for sure. So I need to get up my saw here. This saw is so dangerous. Good. Damn. which one are we on? We're on this one. So we'll go back over here. One thing I don't like is that this software I'm using streams instantaneously. It doesn't give me any way to preview. So I'm kind of screwed there. But we'll get it. We'll do something, even if it's wrong. So let's switch the camera view. There we go. Unfortunately, it won't fit in there, so what are we going to do here? I guess I'll just freehand it. No, we won't freehand it. We'll measure it off this way. Cut it a little large. There we go. Yeah, I guess we'll double them. I have a dado blade in here, so I'm losing about a 1/4 inch of material. But I'm too lazy to change it over. So, man, cut it pretty close. Pretty close to square. The guy must know what he's doing. So we want about 1/2 inch. We'll use this big clamp here. Eyeball 1/2 inch. That looks pretty good. That saw is very dangerous. So all you kids at home, I don't want to. If you lose your finger, I don't want to hear about it. Well, I saw you doing it. Yeah, well, don't do as I say, do as I do, or don't do as I do as I say. Okay, we're gonna make our own plywood, 1/8 plywood. Oh, that is 5 layer. And if you'll notice, I guessed on the size of that piece of wood. I guessed on the math on how to cut it into four equal pieces. And it's absolutely perfect. Guesswork. That's about right. And if it ain't perfect, it's close enough. So many guys overthink this process. It's by the time you think it through and draw it out on paper and that shit, I got the stuff done. Of course, Fred called me, said, after you've done 5,000 airplanes for 50 years, it's about right. Okay. Instant 1/8" plywood. We'll do the superfill stuff today too. I got a new container of superfill over there. It's close. Let's see. $14. Close enough. I'll put this one on top. Put it on top where Jim Lynch can't see it. The eagle eye. Hey, what are you gonna do about that? Nothing. When I worked for Harley Davidson, bikers would always go, there's a little tiny spot right there in the tank, in the paint, or in the chrome, or whatever. And the spec was, if you can't see it from 3 foot away, forget it. And I used to tell them guys, you gotta be kidding. Forget it. Bikers are crybabies. I broke my bike. Yeah, play with another toy. Okay. So now we're back over here on this. Goes right here over the pin. So first thing you need to do is get the length cut. So we need to cut right there. And if you know, I would say that this stuff is pretty critical because your airplane well-being relies on this part of the airplane. Remember, compression spars, belt crank mounts. Now, I leave my belt crank floating. John didn't like that, but I never push on it like what happened yesterday either. But got it fixed. So. My belt crank floats on 2 pieces of fuel line. Been doing it for 25 years like that. No issues. So you want that piece to fit in real tight. And we're going to drill a hole. And you try to make it as precise as you can. I mean, it's difficult to get exactly right because there's no way to really mark it. But the TLAR method usually works. At least that's how I do stuff. I do this stuff all day long in metal. Where it's not quite as forgiving. Come on now, get on there. All right, got some hairs on it. There we go. Now we're going to epoxy that on there. We're going to epoxy that on, cut off the shaft, and glue a piece of 64th or 32nd plywood, just a little square on top of that so that the pin can't drop in and out. Is that necessary? I don't know. Who knows? Can't hurt though. I used to solder washers on them. Precision fit. And that's really the belt crank mount there, not the compression spar. That right there. So when you're pulling on this, it's pulling on the compression spar top and bottom, the sheeting top and bottom, 4 layers of silk span top and bottom, a piece of 1/8" aircraft ply top and bottom through the fuselage on a 2-inch piece of wire. And I'll guarantee you the lines will break before you'll pull that out. Guaranteed. I bet any amount you want to bet on it. And I have seen some big name guys pull their bell cranks out at the nets. And to me, it's inconceivable, but they do it. So then, another thing we're going to do is when I superfill all this in, I want to make sure to superfill all this stuff here. What this nose needs to join the wing of sort, and I could even put in a couple of blocks of wood in there to make sure that it joins. But I don't know whether that's necessary or not. So let's epoxy that in, get that going. You can't do that. Okay. I'm gonna this stuff here. Oh, it's over here. This stuff here is Bike Aid Dry Slide. It's graphite. It's what I use for hinges and all bearing surfaces. Except the tip is clogged. What's going on here? There we go. I might have to get some thinner on that. Doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate. Oh well, I just have to see it sitting there. So mix up some epoxy. Like I say, there's a gazillion things to do on this airplane. And I got 1 week to do it in to get it one piece. So. My hour sessions may be a little longer. You know, we'll do an hour because I'm getting hungry. We'll do an hour. I'll eat breakfast, come back, and we'll do another hour. It's very hard to stand here and talk to yourself for an hour. I can do the work, but it's hard to talk for an hour. You notice I didn't use 50 ounces of epoxy, just enough to cover it and hold it in. Try not to use all that glue. God, I see these guys load these things up with glue. It's plenty strong with just enough to hold it on. Because you're going to come back in here and superfill this anyway. This all gets superfilled inside here, so it ain't going nowhere. The human clamp. We might get another coat of dope on the wings today too. Like, subscribe, share. If the channel helps you, super chat. I don't have the thanks feature yet. I don't know what they're waiting on. I guess because I don't have a gazillion subscribers. They want, I guess they're testing it out on all the big time subscribers. They're the big time channels, and I'm just a small fish with only 3,400 members. They could care less about me. That's why I have to keep them numbers up, because I don't make them no money. What the hell happened to my paper towels? I had rolls and rolls of them there, and I see is one. Come on, hurry up and dry. We have to get all the 16th bracing inside the fuselage. I got to do a couple of stringers yet. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this fuselage solid on there today. I can work from there. All right, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 16 watchers. How many likes I got? I better have 16 when I look over there. Sorry, I just got to stand here and be the human clamp. Almost dry. Only 5 minutes. Very rarely do I use anything but 5-minute epoxy. You know, if you got to move something around and you want to be really careful, 15-minute epoxy. If you can't get it done in 15 minutes, man, there's something wrong with you. But this 3-hour epoxy and 24-hour, what the hell? I'll guarantee you. Oh, and by the way, everybody says that gluing wood end grain is a no-no. Well, that's not true. If you use tight bond glue and you glue 2 pieces of wood end grain, the glue will break before the fibers. If you glue them cross grain, the fibers will break at half. It's twice as strong to glue end grain because the ligna breaks down. So, I hear, you can't glue that end grain. Yeah, you can. Most people just don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's why I say those people who think they know everything are particularly aggravating to those of us who do. And I can prove it if you guys want to see it. Just like I can prove a toilet seat will fly. Because we're not really flying, we're just tethered kites, I mean, it does create lift, but centrifugal force has a lot to do with it. There's a lot going on with a control line airplane that some of these rocket scientists, mathematician guys miss. Not that big a deal. We're not building a watch. I've seen some pretty crappy out of a line airplanes do pretty darn well. Okay, got the top mount in. Let's do the bottom. We'll do the bottom, and I'll call it a day. I'll take a break, eat a sandwich, and come back. We'll do some more. So if I was we would do it like this. When in doubt, whip it out. We got your rock and roll band. It's a free for all. TLAR. Come on. There we go. Let's see here. Might have to get the dope off of this. Yeah, there's dope all over it. Well, Jim, did you see my debacle yesterday with the covering? Don't buy medium silk span from Brodak. Terrible stuff. And like I said, I hate to say something bad about Brodak because he's our only supplier left. But if the product's not going to work, I'm not going to recommend it to you guys. But the lightweight stuff did turn out pretty good, so we're good to go there. Okay, need to take the line off. Looks like. Little extra care in fitment on these parts will pay off in the long run. Should fit perfect. So that's what it does. It fits perfect. We'll epoxy it on. And when we come back, I guess maybe I can super fill. I know what everybody knows what super fill is, right? Need some popsicle sticks is what I need. Shit, you got Lincoln welders sending bad Chad welders and gloves and grinders, and I can't even get popsicle sticks. It goes to show you, world's gone to hell. I'm just adding the epoxy to this thing here. No sense in showing you how to add epoxy on the thing. I'm pretty sure everybody can figure that out. We'll put the caps on it and superfill it after we come back. Okay. Too much glue. Anybody got questions before we wrap this hour off, this session, an hour and a half? I gotta eat a sandwich. I'm starving. Not many times when you can get to talk back to the TV, or the TV will talk back to you. So the name of the video when I come back will be the same P-47 build, The Day Begins #2. And we'll come back 12 o'clock. That'll give me a chance to eat, relax. I've been hitting it hard, man. I got 12, this is 13. It's like 13 days work in the last 2 days. I still need to block those, make the fillers. I like my tank box, so it turned out good. I like the tank box. You guys have seen this progress since June, I think it was 22nd, the first video on this airplane. June, July, August, September. And it's together. We're close. And I just built subsections an hour a day till I got to this part. Now I'm excited and I got to get it wrapped up so I can, won't be painted, but we'll show Billy the woodwork. Not next weekend, but the weekend after. So I got to get the move on. Well, how many guys think they could pull that through my airplane? There would be exactly none. Still got to get prop molded up. But my prop will be delivered Monday, so my for the blank, so I can make my 4-blade. Because I got to notice that it's in. Got to fill that. Fill that. I think that should do it. So the next step in this is to cut that off flush and put a small square on it of 16 plywood so that the rod can't float in and out. The belt crank is suspended with fuel line tubing in between the compression spar so it can't slide up and down. And if the rod can't slide up and down, it ain't going nowhere. So I think I'm going to put 2 dowels, one there on each side, and then grind that out. That'll have to be 1/8 ply, 1/8 light ply, but we'll figure that out. That'll be lighter than the basswood with the brass inserts, so only 2 screws up here instead of 4. So that cuts the weight of that out. So add it here and take it off there. All right, we've been an hour and a half. Give me till noon. I'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Keep building.